You know how musicians can just look at a piece of paper and play a song? It's like they're reading a secret language, a special code that turns all those little symbols into amazing sounds. Well, guess what? Today, we're going to become code breakers.
Okay, so take a look at this. You've probably seen a page like this before, right? It's just a bunch of dots and lines and little squiggles, and yeah, it might look super complicated, but I promise you, it's just a really fun puzzle that's waiting for us to solve.
That's right. Every single symbol on that page is an instruction. It's a secret code that tells you exactly what to do to make music. And in the next few minutes, you and I are going to learn all the basics to crack that code. Are you ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first things first. Every good code needs a place to live, right? For music, that place is what I like to call our musical map. This is where all the notes hang out.
This is called a stave, or sometimes people call it a staff. The easiest way to think about it is like a 5-lane highway just for music. All the notes either live on one of the 5 lines or in one of the 4 spaces. This is the foundation for everything.
So we've got our road, but how do we know if a note is supposed to be a super high sound or a really low, rumbly sound? For that, we need a special sign right at the beginning of the road, and these signs are called clefs.
On our musical map, there are 2 main road signs you're going to see all the time. This fancy, swirly one, that's the treble clef. When you see it, just think of high sounds, like a little bird singing. And this one here, that kind of looks like a big ear, that's the bass clef. It tells us we're talking about low sounds, like a big bear growling. High and low. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so we've got our map, and we know how to tell high from low. Now let's get into the really cool part, the instructions themselves. We're talking notes and rhythm.
So here's something awesome about notes. Every single note you see is doing 2 jobs at the same time. First, where it sits on the stave tells you which sound to play. And second, its shape tells you how long you should hold on to that sound. It's like an instruction that says, play this note for this long.
Let's break down that how long part. Check it out. First up, this big open circle is a whole note. It lasts the longest, for 4 whole counts, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if we add a little stick to it, that's a half note, and it lasts for, you guessed it, half as long, so 2 counts. 1, 2. And finally, if we color in the circle, it becomes a quarter note. You'll see this one all the time, and it lasts for just 1 count. 1. It's like a fun little puzzle where each shape gives you a different timing.
But wait a minute. Music isn't just about the sound you make, is it? It's also about the silence in between. So how does the code tell us when to be quiet? Well, it has a totally different set of symbols for that.
Here's how we show the difference. Over on the left, we've got a quarter note, which means play for 1 count. But then, on the right, we have this cool squiggly thing called a quarter rest. It also lasts for 1 count, but its job is to tell you to be completely silent. Shh. So the code has symbols for sound and symbols for silence. Pretty smart.
We know what to play, when to play it, and when to be quiet. But what about the volume? Well, the secret code has instructions for that too. You can think of it as the music's very own volume knob.
You know, it's amazing how just one little letter can change everything. If you see a little P written under the notes, that stands for piano, which is the Italian word for quiet. But if you see a little F instead, that's for forte, and it means loud. So, quiet or loud? Simple, right? So, what if the music doesn't just stay loud or quiet? What if it changes? Well, if you see this symbol, which kind of looks like a long, stretched-out alligator mouth, it's a crescendo. It's a secret instruction telling the musician to start quiet and slowly, gradually get louder.
And of course, if you see the symbol going the other way, that's a diminuendo. And you probably already guessed it. It means the exact opposite. You start loud and slowly get quieter and quieter, maybe all the way down to a whisper. It's how music breathes and feels alive. Okay, code breakers, we've learned about the map, the instructions for notes and silence, and even the volume knob. Let's put all of our new skills together and look at that code one more time.
Remember this page from the beginning? Does it still look like a bunch of random scribbles? Or can you start to see the instructions hiding in plain sight now? You can probably spot some notes, right? Maybe a few rests, and I bet you can even find a clef. So let's do a quick recap of our new code-breaking toolkit. First, we've got the stave. That's our 5-line map. Then we've got the clefs, which tell us if the notes are high or low.
We've got the notes themselves telling us what to play and for how long. We've got the rests, which tell us when to be silent. And finally, all those little symbols that act like our volume knob. You officially have all the keys.
And just like that, you are officially a music code breaker. You've learned the basic language that musicians all over the world use to share their ideas. That is a pretty amazing superpower to have.
So, I've got one final thought for all you new code breakers out there. Now that your eyes are open to the secret world, where do you think you'll spot these musical symbols first? In a songbook? At a concert? Keep your eyes peeled, because now you're in on the secret.